Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Thanks for clicking on the video. What we have on the lathe today is a little maple crotch. I'm going to try to make a little bowl out of it. It looks like we have some pretty cool stuff going on here. This will be the face. I'm just going to try to round some of this rough stuff off with nothing going on. Round it up a little bit and then plunge a bowl into it and see what we can discover. Gonna spin it up, get this flattened out, get rid of, all this stuff chipping off it. Oh, we do have a bar conclusion. Every good bowl has a bar conclusion. Round it up, get a tenon on it, flip it around, make a bowl. Here we go. This maple cut's really nice and smooth. We'll turn you back on when I get this rounded up a little. Yeah, I think it's going to work out pretty decent. It looks like I got it centered good. Cool. I'll turn you back on in a few. That's it. Another 1/8 of an inch. Alright, I'm going to call her good right there. I got a nice little shape to it. I got my tenon on there. I got my little foot on there. I'm going to leave this rough chip spot. And I'm going to leave this big old crack right here. Because it's funky. Got some nice color, nice bar conclusion, a couple of knots. Time to sand it up. Alright, let's get it flipped around and start hollowing. Let me shave that nub off. Alright, let's get it in there. I'm just going to snug it up. And then bring up my live center. Oh, right on the dot. That's good. That that tells you everything's centered. Sweet. Alright, let me get set up and we'll start hollowing. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and center bore this. I took a measurement from here, the longest point out to near the bottom. I gave myself like 3/8 to a ½ inch, and then, which was like 3 3/4, so I measured back on my drill bit and put a line on my chuck. And that we should be good to go at 3 3/4 to this mark, which is the farthest out. We're not going to get in all the way, but every little bit helps, so make sure you back it out, because if you can actually get your drill bit stuck in there temporarily with the shavings if they're not pouring out. Alright, good enough. I'm starting to hit that nub. Alright, we're ready for hollowing. Everything's all set. The speed is kicked up a notch. Let's get her going. This little nub's going to be a bear to get off. Wasn't as bad as I thought. I keep hitting the wrong button. I keep turning you off instead of turning the lathe off. I have to check and see how far I have to stay in from the side so I don't poke a hole through this. And it's going to be a little less than a ½ inch. Let me make a pencil mark on there just to give me something to go by. There we go. Too close. We can go closer than that. Quite a bit closer, actually. Weird. I gotta check something. It almost looked like it moved in the chuck. I'll be right back. Ooh-wee! There's some hard spots in there. Just saying. Oh, there's a little culprit. Got a knot. I can creep up on that edge a little bit more, and then we're going to have to call it good. This here will gradually come out to about there. Touch up a carbide tip, real simple. Just get a diamond stone, hold it on there nice and flat, and just rub it around. Don't try to get fancy smancy and make an edge on it or anything like that. Just flatten the top back out, and you should be good to go. Because if you start trying to grind it, well, of course it will ruin your grinder, but try to sharpen the bevel and stuff, you're just going to screw it all up. Just real simple. Basically, you're just taking the burr off the edge. A little bit of water or oil, whichever. And that should be good to go for another 2 months. Alright, I got it pretty good in there. I really have to buy a round nose scraper so I can get into those corners and get the bottom. I don't want to regrind my my scraper because it is just so dang thick it would take all day just to grind a radius on it. So I'm going to get in there with sandpaper and clean it out the best I can, and we'll go from there. Alright, let's get a coat of finish on this thing and see how we did. I think it should look pretty darn good. Oh yeah, can you look at that bark inclusion in there? Just jumps. Got that beautiful natural edge on there with its own color. Like it. This maple, I'm using clear shellac, but this maple turns on a nice very light yellow hue. This one took quite a bit of hand sanding just because it's small and I couldn't get my little drill sander in there. Kind of tight. I put a good thick first coat on there to let it soak in, and then I'll sand it back with some super fine sandpaper just to get all the rough stuff off it. I'm not real worried about brush marks and stuff right now because most of this finish will be sanded off. Alright, let me pop you out and have a better look. I think she's gonna look pretty sweet. Some nice grain in there. Left the rough spots in. Beautiful bark inclusions. Rough spot, big crack. Inside looks just as good, if not better. Alright, let this dry up. Flip it around, get the tenon off. Alright folks, stay tuned for the next video coming up. It should be a good one. We got a big old hunk of maple, and look what I found inside. Sweet. I was going to make that the outside, but it'd be on the bottom. You flip her over, and we got a highly figured piece of maple. So stay tuned, it should be good. Alright, here you go. Another beautiful piece of maple. Got a nice live edge, live edge on there. Some beautiful bark inclusions. There's a little bit of curly grain. I left the rough stuff in there, like this big old chunk missing. And then down at the bottom, big old chunk missing. That bark inclusion goes all the way around and to the inside. Kind of cute. That side's kind of pretty plain Jane, but that side makes up for it. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Play nice.